So here's my prosthetic arm. Let's run through the anatomy real quick. I've got humerus bone here, elbow joint, radius, and ulna. Here there would have been carpals, but it would be too tricky to replicate them, so I decided not to. I do have metacarpals though, so these bones that you can see kind of sticking out of my hand, right here. Phalanges, and then metacarpals followed by phalanges. For each phalange, there's like 14 bones in them, but I picked three like major bones for each. So as you can see, there's three major sector or area that allow our fingers to fold like that. I picked three little pieces here and there, thumb, for other fingers, and then you can see on the inside I have rubber bands here. They make it so the default position already for my hand is a sort of enclosed fist like that, instead of I saw people do it the other way where it's kind of free floating and they have strings that would close them when they pull. I do have strings too, but their function is actually to open up that arm. So I pull them right here. They're connected through these little straw parts right around the outside, you can see. And these little things, they're little levers, little bridges that allow the fingers to open. Otherwise they don't. They just go like that without an actual gradual opening motion. So yeah. The foam is all the muscles here and meat, basically, roughly speaking, that I tried to replicate. I tried to create a sort of cylinder shape that makes it easier for us to pick up stuff, like a cup, so it's not just bare bones. So yeah, we got muscles here, there, on the inside. This is the hand. Then here we would have a wrist joint that allows for this type of rotating movement. I don't have it exactly, but you can still kinda see my wrist kinda works the same way as actual one. So when we rotate, our radius and ulna overlap each other as such. So it's basically, I thought it was really cool how I got it, that it's kind of the same as real. Then fold here, you can see a little piece here. It's a membrane that actually keeps these two bones on the fixed like distance away from each other, so they're in place. It's around it's along the whole side, but I don't have it along the whole side, so I just put it right here towards the elbow. Speaking of elbow is a hinge type joint. Here I put my humerus bone through a bowl, also a pencil that impales the bowl, and attached to these cardboard pieces that makes it so the bowl rotates within it's like on the pencil, and it allows for my hand to go up and down like that. And the thing that keeps my hand from going further down like the other way, not just like this, but further, is that I have radius and humerus. So if they open just fine, but if I wanted to close it and straighten my arm, it would lock as such and not allow the hand to go further. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I think that explains it. So here, coming to muscles on my upper limb, this would be basically my biceps that I would pull, and it would cause slight, raise of my arm, rise of my arm. This weird looking thingy, it's a bridge, it's a lever, also in order to allow the functionality of my hand, because if I was to just pull it, it wouldn't work because of the way our muscles work. When they contract, they shorten, and therefore whatever they're attached to, they bring it closer because they contract. But here, if I just pull the needle, or the thread, the string, it was as if I was just pulling the muscle apart. It's not doing any contraction. Whereas by putting this one here, it actually helps. It allows me to move my hand as such. So yep, my biceps. I would have had triceps if I needed it, but I don't, because gravity does the job for me. But it will be like right here on the bottom. You would relax when we raise our arm and contract when we lower it. And then this piece of foam is basically just for the my partner's comfort, because holding just a simple stick under the armpit would be kind of tricky, kind of weird. So here's the foam to make it easier. There would have been like other joints here, other muscles, but it's not necessary, so I've got this. So boom, here we go. Speaking of tendons and ligaments, they are all like segments of my strings. For example, here I would have had a tendon that is connected to my biceps and bone, like this little sector. Same thing here. There would have been some ligaments, which are bone to bone. Bone to muscle is tendons, if I'm correct. So, yep. Boom, my hand. Pretty cool, if I do say so myself.